Hello Aries, welcome to my channel. Victoria here at Radiant Moon Tarot. This is your career and finance reading for mid-January all the way through to the end of February of 2022. If you're new to my channel, hello, welcome to you. If you're returning, as always, I'm truly grateful for all of your likes, shares, subscribes, and your fantastic energy. Let's get right into your reading here. Well, okay. This speaks volumes here, Aries. Some of you are done like dinner. Okay, we've got the never-ending story as well as come to the edge. You're on the precipice. You are right on the edge of something new, something exciting, something that makes your heart sing, makes your heart fill with joy. Come to the edge. You are right here. You're right on the cusp here. Very reminiscent of the Fool card, because ultimately you've got the never-ending story that's coming in here. So the never-ending story is really all about repetition, the same thing day after day after day, the same story, the same the same people, the same outcomes. It's just on and on and on, and it just never ends and it never changes. Sometimes when we have the never-ending story card, this is our workplace situation. It's like, okay, it's like, you know what, no matter how hard we try, no matter what we do, we just can't do anything a little bit different. For some of you, you're telling yourself the same old story over and over and over again. All right. And sometimes we convince ourselves that we can't do anything new, or that we'll never succeed, or, oh, is this the best I'm meant to be? Well, I guess so, because nothing else ever comes out. So not the best energy to start out with. Okay. But for some of you, this is, really showing that some of you are just giving up on your current situation. You're looking for something new. You're maybe getting a little bit impatient, tired of something not transpiring the way that you want. Okay. And sometimes we get a little bit down in the dumps. Okay. Sometimes we're just like, oh, you know what, I don't know if this is ever going to get better. I'm about to give up. Okay. But Spirit says, no, do not give up, because there's opportunities that are here. Sometimes we tell ourselves that we can't succeed, or we're living in this energy of fear, of doubt, of how should we say, self-sabotage even as well. Okay, it's like, I don't like where I am, but at the same time, I'm not 100% sure that I can do anything about it. Come to the Edge says otherwise. This is all about a leap of faith, okay? Putting your fears aside, casting your fears, your worries, your doubts aside, letting go of past circumstances, and embracing a new way of thinking, a new way of life, and new opportunities that are right here knocking at your door. Are you afraid of change? Because there's something here on the horizon for you. What is holding you back? What are you not seeing, right? And sometimes we need to take a bit of a risk. We need to take a gamble on something. We need to believe in ourselves that we can accomplish what we set out to. We need to embrace some wonder, some joy, some excitement, okay? And sometimes even face our fears. And when we do that, then we have a world of potential that is opening up for us, okay? So sometimes the only thing standing in our way is us, okay? So come to the edge. Spirit says, you know what? Your situation that you're in right now, or your way of thinking, we need to release that. And then we can open those doors to opportunity. And don't let your past dictate your present or your future, okay? Are you feeling as though you've made some mistakes in your path, in your past, along with your money, with your career? Maybe you feel as though you've made wrong choices and things like that. And you know what? Everyone can start fresh. This is a very fresh energy with this come to the edge, okay? You're done with one cycle. You're done, and it's this breath of fresh air. We've got the 10 of Cups right in the heart of your reading. Potential long-term happiness, success, and fulfillment is knocking right at your door. What's blocking you? A lack of commitment, a lack of belief, the Hierophant. Okay, so let's see what else we've got. In your underlying foundation, your subconscious, we've got the 6 of Cups, perhaps something from your childhood. The Page of Cups is in your recent past, crowning you goals, thoughts, possibilities, and there's the Fool. Right in the middle of never-ending story and come to the edge lays the Fool card. beautiful. New beginnings. You know there's something better for you. You know there's more potential. You know you can change. You know you can have improvements, and you know that you need to take the first step. You know that you need to take the leap. That is your goals, your thoughts, your possibilities, okay? Your crowning position, your consciousness, okay, is there. All right, your intuition is trying to show you the way forward as well, but sometimes we just need to trust and we need to believe. We just need to put one foot in front of the other, jump into something with both feet, and not let anything, never-ending story, hold us back. The Eight of... There we go. And here's the never-ending story. The Eight of Swords. The only thing holding you back is you. Okay, Spirit's like, yeah, I meant it. Like, you know, we could have just left those two cards up there and not pulled any more, because this is quite the reiteration. Okay, so anyway, so your Four of Cups here is your current attitude and also advice. Four of Cups. Oh boy. Okay. External environment, the Magician. You have all the resources at your disposal. Okay. There's something magical that you can create here, and you just need to believe in yourself. Hopes and fears. We've got the Judgment card. Fear of letting go. Fear of starting something new. Okay. And we have the Ten of Pentacles as your overall outcome. Aries. Get going, okay? The only thing holding you back from long-term success, abundance, security is you, okay? So let's see the energy at the bottom of the deck. You got to leave something behind. You got to walk away. You got to do something different. The Eight of Cups is an inner journey, okay? This is part of your soul's path, all right? This is, you know, is sometimes in order to follow our goals and dreams, we need to do something completely different. We need to detach from energy that is old, outdated, old stories that we tell ourselves, things from our past, things from our childhood, things that are blocking our progress forward. And sometimes in order to move forward on our path to wish fulfillment, goal attainment, and all of these things, sometimes we just need to shift our own energy and our own way of thinking and our own feelings and believe that we can take the steps that we need to attain what we want. Okay, but sometimes we also need to detach from our current situation in order to pursue something new. Okay, so that Eight of Cups shows you what's the next card after the Eight of Cups, the Nine of Cups, right? So you have the potential here to follow your goals and your dreams, okay? But we need to let go of the old stories, the old, the old ways of thinking, okay? Or let go of those situations that, they're okay, kinda, but they don't offer any more room for growth or potential or long-term happiness, right? And for some of you with the never-ending story, you're just in an environment that is sucking the life out of you. Okay, and you're like, man, I gotta get out of here. Okay, but you know, you could also be in your comfort zone. And the thing is about our comfort zone, no opportunities and no growth ever happens in our comfort zone. And quite often our comfort zone is really just something familiar. It's not necessarily all that comfortable. Okay, and sometimes we get trapped in this, and hey, I've been there a number of times. Okay, we sometimes get trapped in, false sense of commitment. Okay, a false sense of loyalty sometimes, right? And sometimes we also get trapped in the situation where it's like, my current situation isn't exactly wonderful, but at least I know what to expect. I know who's going to be there in the day. I know what my workload is. I know who's coming and going. I know what the face of the company is like. I know what my coworkers are like and all that kind of stuff. And even though it's not making us happy, okay, we sometimes just get stuck there because the devil we know sometimes is better than the angel that we don't know. Okay, a little bit of uncertainty, and that can certainly sometimes hold us back a little bit. But your own spirit is trying to free you. Okay, deep down that there's something different that's holding you back, or that there's something different that you need to do, because ultimately your path to happiness, peace, joy, contentment, a happy, exciting life, okay, unlimited potential. The doors really are open for you. This is what you can attain. This is what you can achieve. I mean, look at here, Aries, we have the two most fantastic tens out of the deck for you. The only other more fantastic 10 here would be the Wheel of Fortune. Is it underneath the Eight of Cups? It's not. The Six of Wands. Victory is yours. Okay, but you have all of this potential that is around you. Okay, so for some of you, you're just in a temporary circumstance. Okay, and you're just kind of like, ugh, I'm just waiting for the right opportunity, the right time. Okay, for others of you, you've been lingering in this energy for quite some time, and maybe you hadn't wanted to make any big bold moves like with Christmas and stuff that we just recently had. Okay, perhaps there's a fear of change, because at least where you are right now, there's a lot of uncertainty in the world. Okay, and at least where you are right now, it's not wonderful. Okay, and you're not really feeling connected to it, but at least it's there, right? Like, ugh, it's not really saying much, right? But at least it's there. At least you know that you have a job. Okay. And, sometimes we get in that energy also where it's like, well, I should just be thankful I still have a job, when a lot of my friends don't have one right now. Okay. Or they've lost their jobs and all this kind of stuff. So sometimes we do get in that energy, and it's like, I don't know if this is the right time to make any other moves, or just to walk away from something. Okay. But it very well could be. So we do have the Hierophant here in the reverse, and actually I'm just going to flip him upside down since he's in the challenging position anyway. Okay, so for some of you, all right, your lack of belief in yourself may actually be holding you back, and we see that with the Eight of Swords there anyway. Okay, and perhaps you're also in a situation where you're feeling closed in. Okay, the Hierophant is one of a higher belief system. Okay, and so with the challenge, right, it's like, I don't believe in something. I don't believe in the company that I'm with. I'm not proud to work for the company that I work for. It could be that there's been a lot of potential, a lot of promise there, and everything's just kind of fell by the wayside. Okay, or it's just not coming to fruition, right? It's just not what you want anymore. Sometimes that Hierophant that comes up, it's like, I was being committed to a situation for a long time, and, I've learned a lot, I've gained a lot of experience, but I think it's run its course. Okay, now I'm feeling trapped, I'm feeling stuck, because the Hierophant ultimately is about tradition, belief systems. It can be that energy where you can either conform to the status quo, and you can follow all the rules and the regulations, and people are keeping you in your box and all of this kind of stuff. Okay, Taurus energy, right? And, you could just be, feeling like you have to take all of these kind of practical approaches and things like that. But ultimately, Aries, you're full of passion. You're full of fire. Okay, so, some of you are really looking to break free, okay, to dance to the beat of your own drum, to follow your own goals and your dreams, and not to feel blocked in or trapped in any way. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Anyways, so maybe you're looking for something that you can use your unique skills and talents, okay, to achieve the level of success and to infuse some excitement into what you want to do. And sometimes, doing things, playing things by the book, doing things by the rules, all of those kind of things, sometimes it can be a little bit restrictive. All right, so you might not have that opportunity to do that where you are right now, and that is blocking your happiness, okay? And, so the Hierophant can also be one of leadership. So you could have some promotion or something like that just hasn't come to fruition, okay? Or maybe you're waiting for it, all right? But there's certainly something there that is lacking in some way, and it does require some change. All right, so for some of you, you might actually still be holding on to the belief that you can actually fix your current situation and that you can improve your current situation. And that certainly could be the case, because whatever it is that you believe you can do, okay, you have the ability to manifest that into your life, right? So if you really think that you can make improvements in your current situation, or that there is something there for you, or that you can revive the positive atmosphere that perhaps used to exist, then yes, you can bring that into your life with that Magician card. At the same time, if you're focused on what you don't have or what you can't achieve, or you're telling yourself the same old stories, or you're convinced that there's nothing available for you, okay, you can also attract that. When we have the Magician that shows up, okay, you can attract anything in your life that you want, the good and the bad. If you believe that you can achieve something, then yes, you're right, you can. But by the same token, if you believe that you can't do something, then that is also correct. Okay, so always a very important message there when the magician shows up. Okay, some of you have maybe just been feeling a lack of commitment to your current situation too, and it's like, I don't know, if I can revive this, great. If not, I'm out of here. Okay, your Six of Cups is in your foundation, so this is your subconscious. And you know, it just really feels as though you're feeling at the moment with the Six of Cups, this is about your inner child. This is a card of past, present, future. And so for some of you, you are just biding your time. You're waiting for the right opportunity. You're waiting for the right doors to open for you. And you are living life to the fullest. And you are just, enjoying the present moment one day at a time with the Six of Cups. Okay. And you're maybe trying to have a little bit of fun. Your children, if you have any, may actually be part of your decision-making process here as well. Perhaps you've started a family, or perhaps you've recently gotten married, okay? Or, perhaps just your family is really part of your decision-making here, and you're feeling as though you need to provide your best life for them, support them, guide them, okay? And you want to maybe even set a good example for them as well. The Six of Cups in your foundation, though, okay, can also possibly represent something from the past that is affecting your present. And because it is your feelings, okay, and we have never-ending story, and we also have this Eight of Swords, there may be something harkening back to your childhood or to your yesteryears, your younger years, okay, that affects how you deal with your money and your career path today in the present moment. So you could have some blocks. Okay, maybe somebody at some point in your life told you that you have silly goals. Okay, and when we're kids, right, we all have those goals. I wanted to be an airline pilot. I also wanted to be a chef, and actually I kind of am on my own time though. But I wanted to be an airline pilot. I wanted to do that for years. And then I started taking physics courses. And after my third year of physics, I'm like, okay, I think I'm done. Okay, because physics just was not for me. First 2 years, no problem, skirted by. But the third year, all the numbers went away. I'm like, where's all the numbers gone? Okay, so sometimes we do have those silly dreams when we're young. We've got these big goals. So there may be something in your childhood, or back when you were younger, something that you really wanted, something that you had your heart set on, and maybe somebody told you that you would never achieve that goal, or that's silly, or you need to be a little bit more practical. And you could certainly, especially with the Fool card here and the Page of Cups, okay, maybe you are feeling that's fresh inspiration to follow a goal or follow a dream, or use some talents that you have, okay, that someone somewhere along the way told you that you were being silly, or convinced you somehow that you would never succeed. And of course, it's that information that we all wish that we had at some point, right? If you do what you love and love what you do, it will never ever in a day feel like you're working for a living. Things just progress as they're meant to. And if you look at certain professions like musicians, okay, they're living, when a musician is starting off, every musician has the same story, right? It's really, the top ones make it, right? But more often than not, they have studio musicians, or, they become music teachers, things like that, which is still perfectly fine. But when they're actually presume I'm going to be a rock god, right? And they have their musical instruments, and they're, living in the back of their car, or they're crashing on their buddy's couch. And, sometimes we look at that and we're like, how can you live like that? You don't know where your money's come from. You don't know where your next paycheck's, you don't have your own roof over your head. But they are living their best life, and they are happy as a clam. And they didn't let anyone tell them that they couldn't do something. Okay, they didn't let anyone else get in their head, right? And I've known some musicians. My dad is one. He didn't do it actually for a living past the age of 20 something. But they actually had a manager that stole all their money. But anyways, that's another story. But he is still a musician to this day, and he's always been in a band of some sort. He just pursued other interests to put food on the table and whatever, but he didn't let anyone tell him that he couldn't. He's extremely talented, right? And so there could just be something from your past that is getting revived, okay, or that you're wanting to revisit, something that makes you really happy. So, but there may also be something that comes back from the past. Maybe you're feeling as though you had an opportunity that you didn't pursue, and now you might actually have a second chance at that, something revisited. The Page of Cups in your recent past, some of you have had an offer or an opportunity that has come to light, okay? And this is something that does have the potential to make you really happy, but there may be some uncertainty here, okay, with that Hierophant there. So maybe there's some more information that you need in order to make a good, solid, informed decision, okay? You could just be feeling as though it's a bit of a risk or a bit of a gamble, a little unknown, right? It's like, I'm gonna follow my heart. I'm gonna pursue something that really fills me with joy, but at the same time, am I gonna make money at it? I don't know. Okay, so there's this uncertainty here, this disbelief maybe, and that comes in with that Hierophant card, okay? We can also suggest here that, that you're in your recent past, maybe you've had a career path that was actually not too shabby, okay? And, but it may not necessarily take you to where you want to go. You might be feeling a little bit blocked, okay? You might actually have some really creative energy and some talents and skills that you're possibly not allowed to use, right? You're feeling enclosed. You're feeling as though you're stuck in a rut a little bit there. But that Page of Cups can also indicate that family and children and other home life priorities may actually be playing a huge influence and a huge role on your path towards making money, making improvements, or changing your career in some way, okay, or pursuing what it is you want to pursue, okay. But you could have also had a creative endeavor that came up here. But the Page of Cups, can certainly bring in a bit of a surprise. Okay, so maybe you're actually surprising yourself with your way of thinking. And again, maybe you've been in a situation for quite some time, and now all of a sudden you're starting to feel a little bit antsy. You're starting to feel as though there's something a little bit better for you there. Maybe you're feeling a little bit bored. Okay, you're expanding your horizons a little bit there with that Page of Cups. And this may be a little bit surprising to you because, again, maybe you're just in your comfort zone and you convinced yourself that, maybe this is it for me. And in the meantime, now you're starting to get all these feelings bubbling up to the surface. And now you're starting to get excited about the future. You're starting to get excited about doing something different, or maybe you're even rekindling your interest in where you currently are right now. All right, but you could certainly be keeping an open mind in your pursuit of a happy long-term career. But we do have the Fool in your crowning position. You're consciously thinking about something new, something improved, okay? What is it that you want to start? What is it that you want to get off the ground? Okay, is it a new career path completely? Is there some creative project that you really want? Okay, something that's opened up in your current situation there, and it's like, you know what, I could do that. Okay, and it's something that kind of gets your juices flowing, something that gets you really excited, gets your heart racing. Okay, and but maybe you are a little bit afraid that you won't get it, okay, or that maybe sometimes we're afraid of success as well. Okay, sometimes we don't want to be in the spotlight, all right, or perhaps there's something that you're really excited about, but there's some restrictions there that really don't necessarily play into your vision, shall we say. Okay, so you might have a boss that's blocking you, right? Sometimes we have great opportunities that open up in our company, okay, but we're sometimes blocked by a potential leader. Okay, not all leaders are actually meant to be leaders. And so think of that great career opportunity in a different department, but you have to report to a boss that you don't like, or someone that's very restrict and very rigid, or someone that is a micromanager even, or something like that. So it's not always the best thing sometimes, right? But maybe you need to take a chance. Maybe this is someone that you can have a conversation and that you can work with. But whatever that means, whatever that is for you, you are looking at some sort of exciting new adventure. You're right on the edge here. Come to the edge. You're right on the edge, but fear is holding you back. This is a restrictive way of thinking. Okay, the 8 and the 9 of Swords are both self-imposed restrictions more often than not. Okay, these days, we'll get to it in a second. These days, it's sometimes external. However, the 8 of Swords is not facing your fears, not wanting to see the potential of something, feeling as though you're stuck or you're restricted or you're held back. The never-ending story, the negative stories that we tell ourselves. Sometimes we convince ourselves, sometimes we know that there's a great opportunity, okay, unfolding around us, or that's right in front of us, or even on the sidelines, should we choose to pursue it. But sometimes we don't believe we can succeed. Sometimes we let our fear, our worries, our doubts keep us stuck in a situation that really isn't that healthy. I mean, if all those swords represent your comfort zone, that doesn't look all that good, okay? So sometimes we can be trapped by our own inner workings of our mind. Our minds are wonderful tools, but they can also sometimes, if we're not careful, they can sometimes be our own worst enemy as well. Okay, so there's certainly something here. It's like the leap of faith. Okay, the Fool card requires you to do something, to take that leap of faith, jump into something with both feet, but your brain may be saying no. And the thing is that sometimes when we get out of our comfort zone, or we're looking to step forward into the unknown, into something that's a little bit uncertain, okay, but exciting nonetheless, we start to feel a little bit of adrenaline, and we get those nervous butterflies in our stomach, okay? And our intuition is like, yes, do it. Your heart, Page of Cups, right? Your heart is like, yes, this is exciting. This is great, right? The Fool, great. This is fantastic. But because our brain senses some uncertainty, senses those butterflies, senses those, that little ball in the pit of our stomachs, our brain interprets that as danger. Danger, danger. We must step back. We must protect ourselves, right? We have that fight or flight thing, right? Our brain's job is to protect us from danger. Okay. And sometimes our brains do not understand the difference between nervous excitement and fear, okay, or actual danger. So we need to always remember to trust our intuition. That is our first gut instinct. If someone walked up to you today, and if someone walked up to you and said, hey, I have a surprise for you. I've got this great thing for you. This is something new, this great opportunity, and this leads you towards your ultimate happiness and your ultimate sense of well-being and success. Okay, how do you feel when this person comes up to you? How do you feel when this opportunity presents itself to you? It's something that you wanted, something that you hope for, something that brings a lot of excitement and adventure into your life, right? What is your first gut reaction? Go for it, right? At least that's what you're saying up here. Go for it. Okay, but then you start to contemplate it, you start to analyze it a little bit, and then your brain is in, so you start to get this nervous excitement, right? And then your brain's like, oh, no, this is dangerous. No, you don't know what's going to happen. So you got to get out of your own head when we have that Eight of Swords. Now, I will say also, normally the Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction, okay? Something internal, your own brain, something that you're not seeing, something that you don't want to see sometimes as well. Sometimes we put that blindfold on to trust our intuition, but sometimes we kind of turn a blind eye to something. It's like, I don't want to know, okay? But in this day and age, for at least the last year, the Eight of Swords keeps coming up as pandemic-related restrictions, okay? We don't want to talk about the pandemic. We've been talking about it for almost 2 years. And it's like, you know what? I'm over it already. Unfortunately, in some places in the world, it is a very real reality. Excuse me. And it does bring uncertainty. It does bring doubt. It does bring, if we're looking to make a change, it does bring a little bit of risk. Okay. And so for some of you, you are actually trapped a little bit by circumstances that may be beyond your control. Okay, so in your near future, which is what this one is, okay, there may be some sort of restrictions in your environment. Okay, I mean, this is your external environment really here, but I do have to address that Eight of Swords because this does how it comes up, and this is part of the energy that's there. So for some of you, you might actually have to bide your time a little bit. Okay, or you might need to do something a little bit outside the box. Okay, you might need to take a more creative approach to making improvements in your situation. Okay, yeah, sometimes there's just things that are beyond your control, but it's temporary. Okay, this is a temporary energy. All right, and so sometimes we just need to ride the wave and wait it out just a little bit. Your current attitude, and also advice. Okay, Four of Cups, not the best energy. Okay, the Four of Cups shows that, while you're in a situation that's, it's okay, it's not fulfilling for you. Okay. I mean, if you look at this dude underneath the tree, he doesn't look engaged. Okay. So there could just be a lack of engagement, a lack of commitment to something. Okay. Something's really not that bad per se, but it's not floating your boat, right? It's really not what you're looking for. Okay. And sometimes we need to take an active effort to re-engage in our current situation. Okay. Part of the advice. All right. But sometimes we actually need to, we get a little bit, how should we say, frustrated, or we're about to give up. Okay, the Three of Cups, right? This guy, he looks like he's about to give up. He's waiting for something, waiting. And, if he's not careful right now, and if he doesn't keep an open mind, he looks a little bit closed off there. If he doesn't keep an open mind, right, sometimes we do have to wait quite a while for the perfect opportunity to come in. But in the meantime, we do need to be open and receptive to alternate possibilities, especially with the Magician coming in here, because we quite often find those opportunities that are not necessarily what we expect, but they hold a lot more potential than what we thought was possible. And sometimes we need to be open and receptive to those alternate opportunities. And this guy here, he's like about to give up, and Spirit's like, no. Hello. I've got a surprise for you. I've got something here for you. Okay. But you need to look up. I'm at your peripheral vision right now. Okay. But your head is down. You're not seeing me. This little puffy cloud is like, hello. Okay. Hello, Aries. I'm here for you. Okay. So, sometimes we are a little bit too focused on what's in front of us in order to see potential on a situation. Okay. So some of you might actually have a potential to improve your current situation. But if you're looking for something new, these new opportunities, these doors to open up for you, okay, is the real message here is don't give up. Okay. Be active, be engaged, be the main player in your own story. Be open and receptive to different opportunities that may present themselves to you, because sometimes the best opportunity is one that you don't quite expect, or one that doesn't conform to what you had envisioned. And quite often what happens is, especially if you've been doing any manifestation, is that we get the opportunities that we need when we need them, which doesn't match our human preconception about what we want when we want it. All right. Spirit usually sends us something a little bit better. Okay. But it looks a little bit different. So keep an open mind, keep an open heart there. Okay. Be willing to look at alternate options, alternate approaches to things as well. Okay. Alternate industries, even, right? All of these different things. Okay. Look outside your peripheral vision, right? So if you're, let's say you're looking for a new job, and let's say you're only focused on this is exactly what I want. Well, what if you loosen your search parameters a little bit and you release a certain amount of expectation, you open the door to a world of possibilities there. And, remember that you have come a long way. You've got skills, you've got experiences, life experiences as well, that are transferable into different industries, okay, or into different companies. And sometimes we forget that, because we're a little bit too focused on the how should we say, on the job title, okay, or the specific industry or things like that. I mean, some of you are certainly, based on your education, okay, some of you are certainly in a specific industry, right? But maybe there's something that you can learn with that Hierophant there. Okay, maybe there's something you want to go back to school for, to hone some skills, and there could be that too. Okay, and maybe invest in yourself a little bit there. Okay, but so some of you are, based on your education and things like that. I mean, if you're a doctor, you're probably not going to go out and be an engineer. Okay, unless that's a total career change for you. Okay, you might want to do that. All right, but for the most part, people have transferable skills that they can use from one industry to the other to the other. So keep an open mind there. The Magician. You have the ability here to attract anything into your realm, into your world that you want. The Magician brings you the focus, the resources that you need to harness all of the powers of yourself, harness all of the powers of the universe to make yourself something magical, to attract new people, new situations, new opportunities into your life here. The Magician okay, you can attract both the good and the bad. So what do we want to embrace? Do we want to embrace the Eight of Swords energy, or would we rather embrace the Fool energy? I'll take the Fool any day. Okay. So it's really that reminder of your thoughts become things, okay? As above, so below. Okay, what you think about, you bring about. You have the ability to turn your visions, your dreams, your goals into reality, into something that you can touch. What are you dreaming about? Here with the Six of Cups here. What makes you feel good? What makes you feel alive? So you have all of this magical energy that's around you. All right. If you are what was going to say? Yes. If you are contemplating starting on a manifestation journey of some kind, okay, if you're thinking, okay, what is this law of attraction that people have been talking about? Okay, remember, whenever we have that magician showing up, it's important to be mindful of your thoughts, mindful of your feelings, okay? And if you find yourself going into this Eight of Swords kind of energy, okay, if you find yourself getting kind of in this Four of Cups energy, okay, this feeling of blah, all right, remember to be mindful. Bring yourself back to center, okay? Examine your thoughts or your feelings. Okay, why am I feeling down in the dumps today? Why am I being like this today? Okay, great. Process those thoughts or emotions and then throw them out the window and refocus, regroup, renew, and move forward. But the magician does bring you focus. So if you have a project or endeavor or something that you're looking for, something that is ultimately exciting, but also something that you're a little bit unsure about, the magician shows that you've got the resources that you need, the skills. Okay, the magician is a skilled master. Okay, and don't doubt your abilities. All right, if something feels like it's like a little bit more than you can chew or something different than what you're used to doing, okay, remember that you can accomplish whatever it is that you set out your mind to. Just be focused. Just research if you need to research. Take a creative approach if you need to take a creative approach. The magician has a sword there as well, right? Trust your intuition. Use logic, intellect, and reason. Your powers of communication are incredible. Okay, and just remember that you have the ability to, change your course, to do something different, to, get the information that you need, or all of these things, whatever it is that you focus on, you have the ability to achieve and accomplish. Your hopes and your fears. Sometimes we don't want to let something go. Okay, the Judgment card brings about an energy of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, it's a spiritual awakening sometimes as well. Okay, but in a career reading, it's like, aha, these epiphany moments. Okay, seeing the answer, having a clear sense of direction. What am I meant to do? Where am I meant to be? What am I, what opportunities are there? And it's when the truth comes to light, when we see things for what they truly are, and when we cast a light upon the shadows. All right. So, but sometimes we're a little bit afraid of letting things go. The Judgment card is where we do see all these truths. We do find that light at the end of the tunnel. And, but something may get revealed. But we also need to let something go. Okay, and in order to move forward on our next steps, we do need to let something go. Expectations, fears, worries, doubts, all of these things, an actual situation, right? And especially as far as a career path goes, right? How do you start a new job? First, you got to quit your existing one. Okay, and sometimes that's a little bit scary. Okay, so it's like you're hoping that there's something bigger and brighter and something more fulfilling in your path. Okay, but sometimes we are afraid of letting something go. Now it also feels here because this is in your hopes and your fears, okay, and you are overwhelmingly very hopeful there with that Fool card, okay. But it's interesting because the Judgment card brings in sometimes reconciliation and second chances. So you might actually be really hopeful that you have a second chance to pursue something that maybe you didn't pursue before, or maybe you have some unfulfilled goals and dreams. Especially if you quit a previous career to start a family or something like that, right? And maybe now you're looking to revive something. So whether this is something from your adulthood that it's like, you know what, I think I was really good at this, okay, and I think this is what I really want to pursue again, okay, or whether it's something from your past that maybe you're hoping to revive or have a second chance on, all right, and you're really hopeful that you may be able to do that. But considering this is can bring in forgiveness as well, reconciliation, you may actually still have the chance to make those improvements and to re-engage with your current situation as well. Sometimes we just go through the motions and just feel like, I don't know. Okay, maybe there's a specific person that is standing in your way or causing issues. You never know. You never know, because that Judgment card is also about release, right? The Eight of Cups is a walking away, as a release, okay? You never know. Maybe a situation will just resolve itself, and this infuses a little bit more hope into your situation, right? Think of, if you've got that workplace and you got this one person causing all these problems and you're like, oh man, this is never going to change. This person's never going to change. I think maybe I should be the one that makes change, but you never know. They may actually leave, and this holds more promise in your circumstance. All right. But I think that some of you are really figuring out your soul's purpose here as far as what you're meant to do, as far as a career path. And again, that Six of Cups there, it could be something that you had not pursued earlier or something that you're looking to revive. But ultimately, your overall outcome here is the Ten of Pentacles. Need I say more? Abundance, success, long-term stability, security. Some of you may actually have the opportunity here to go into the family business. The Ten of Pentacles can certainly be about a family business, okay? But it can also be inheritances as well. And we do have the Ten of Cups there as a family card. The Page of Cups, a family, a little bit family possibly there as well. The Judgment card, okay, may have something to do with it there as well. Okay, the Hierophant is a little bit of a challenge, so it could be that some of you do have an inheritance coming your way. Okay, or maybe there's a shift in a family dynamic and you've got a chance to pursue a family business. Okay, whatever it happens to be for you, okay, you are well on your way to long-term stability and security. Okay, maybe a little couple bumps in the road, a little bit of fear, worries, or things that come into play here, but you certainly have potential for this Ten of Pentacles to attract abundance into your life, to achieve what you set out to achieve, okay, and to bring in the sense of security and stability. So love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to close out your reading here with a couple of Law of Attraction cards. This is Abraham Hicks and Law of Attraction, and Mr. Magician there is showing up in your reading. So let's get last pieces of advice. Ooh, thank you. That one's flipping over. And lovely. And let's see. And we'll take that one as well. Oh, a third one? Okay. Apparently I'm getting three. One more. There we go. That one. Thank you very much. So we have here, I do not need to monitor my thoughts. Okay, manifestation, set it, forget it, let it go, okay? Be mindful of your thoughts, but you can't monitor every single one. Rather than trying to monitor your thoughts, pay attention to how you are feeling. For if you should choose a thought not in harmony with your broader intentions, you will feel the discord, and then you can redirect your thought to something that feels and therefore serves you better. All right. We also have here, I get what I think about, wanted or not. Mr. Magician. It makes no difference whether you want the specifics of it or not. It is the vibrational essence of the subject of your attention that is being attracted. That which you really, really want, you get. And that which you really, really do not want, you get. Wherever you set your intention, wherever you set your vibration and energy, what you think about, you bring about, right? Where your attention goes is where your energy flows, right? So again, you can attract both the good and the bad depending on what you're focused on. Okay, so always manifest from a place of abundance, never from a place of lack or what you don't want or negativity. I understand the rules of the game of life. Now that I understand the rules of this game of eternal life, now that I understand the powerful law of attraction and deliberate creation, I can pre-pave segment by segment my life experience into becoming the allower I was born to be. For I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. And folks, you have the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. Remember that, all right? You leave that there. I hope there was something here that resonated for you. If there was, please hit that like button there. Subscribe to my channel. I thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.